situations, ask yourself, how would the version of me who has overcome this challenge respond? How would they think about this problem? What actions would they take? How would they maintain their energy and confidence when you encounter setbacks? Ask yourself, how would the successful version of me interpret this experience? How would they use this as fuel for growth? What opportunities would they see in this situation? How would they maintain their vision despite temporary appearances? The key is to never break character. No matter what happens in your external world, you must maintain the internal identity of someone who already has what you desire. This consistency is what creates the magnetic pull that draws your desires into physical form. Your external world is always reflecting your internal world with a time delay. What you're experiencing now reflects who you were being weeks or months ago. What you'll experience in the future reflects who you're being right now. This is why acting as if is so powerful and why it requires such commitment. You're literally programming your future experiences through how you choose to be. Today, every moment you act from your desired identity is a moment you're creating evidence that will appear in your future. Around day 7 of consistent practice, you'll notice something interesting. Your new way of being will start to feel more natural, less forced. You'll catch yourself automatically responding to situations from your new identity instead of your old patterns. This is neuroplasticity in action. Your brain is forming new default pathways that support your desired way of being. But you must continue the practice consistently because these new pathways are still fragile. They need consistent reinforcement to become permanent. By day 14, your new identity will feel significantly more natural. You'll find yourself making choices from abundance, confidence, and success without having to consciously think about it. Your subconscious mind will start automatically filtering your reality to support your new identity. Around day 21, most people report that their new way of being feels completely natural, like they've always been this way. They realize they weren't pretending to be someone else. They were finally being authentic to who they really are underneath their conditioned limitations. But the real magic happens in your external world. Synchronicities begin appearing. Opportunities manifest from nowhere. People respond to you differently. Doors open that were previously closed. Resources become available. Solutions present themselves. This isn't coincidence. This is the natural result of sustained identity. Shifting when you consistently embody a new energetic signature, the universe rearranges itself to match that signature. You become a magnet for experiences that correspond to your new way of being. Your brain has a filtering system called the reticular activating system that determines what you notice in your environment. It filters out millions of bits of information every second and only allows you to consciously perceive information that matches your dominant beliefs and identity. When you begin acting as if you already have what you desire, your reticular activating system starts filtering your reality to show you evidence that supports this new identity. It highlights opportunities, resources, and possibilities that were always there, but invisible to your old way of being. This is why, too, people can live in the same environment with access to the same resources, but have completely different experiences. They're operating from different identities with different filtering systems. One sees obstacles everywhere, while the other sees opportunities everywhere. The person acting as if they're successful naturally notices business opportunities, networking, possibilities, and resources for growth. The person acting as if they're struggling naturally notices problems, limitations, and evidence of why success is difficult. Your identity determines your reality, not the other way around. Most people wait for their reality to change so they can feel different. But conscious creators change how they feel and act, so their reality has no choice but to change. This is the fundamental difference between victims and creators. Victims wait for external changes to give them permission to feel and act differently. Creators give themselves permission to feel and act differently, which creates external changes. When you master the art of acting as if you join the ranks of conscious creators, people who understand that reality is malleable, that circumstances are temporary, and that consciousness is the ultimate creative force in the universe. But you must understand that acting as if is not about positive thinking or wishful fantasies. It's about embodying the authentic energy of your highest potential. It's about aligning with who you really are, underneath the layers of conditioning, fear, and limitation. Your desires exist because the potential to fulfill them exists within you. You can't want something that isn't already available in the quantum field of possibilities. Your job is not to create your desires. Your job is to align with them through your way of being. This alignment happens when you act as if your desires are already fulfilled, when you embody the energy of having received what you want, when you live from the end result instead of from the current circumstances. Living from the end result means making decisions based on where you're going, not where you are spending money, like someone who has plenty, not someone who's broke, speaking like someone who's confident, not someone who's insecure, carrying yourself like someone who's successful, not someone who's struggling. This doesn't mean being irresponsible with money or arrogant in communication. It means operating from the internal state of someone who has what you desire and making choices that align with that internal state. When you live from the end result consistently, when you act as if your dreams are already real, when you embody the energy of your desired reality completely, you become irresistible to the experiences, opportunities, and resources that match your new identity. Your electromagnetic field literally changes when you shift your identity. Electromagnetic fields can be measured by scientists, and they've discovered that people in states of gratitude, love, and abundance generate different electromagnetic signatures than people in states of fear, worry, and lack. These electromagnetic signatures interact with the quantum field around you, influencing the collapse of quantum possibilities into physical experiences. When you act as if you already have what you desire, you generate the electromagnetic signature that attracts those experiences. This is not metaphysics, this is quantum physics applied to conscious creation.